Good morning, everyone. So my name is Jessica, and today I will be showing you how to do and how to solve a specific arithmetic progression problem taken from an A-level past paper. So let's start by first reading the problem. The first two terms in an arithmetic progression are 5 and 9. The last term in the progression is the only term which is greater than 200. Find the sum of all the terms in the progression. First, before we start, I'm going to put out the arithmetic progression formulas. So the first one shows us how to find a specific value of a specific term. The second one has two alternatives. So this one is how to find the sum of all the terms in the progression. And if you noticed, in this problem, we are supposed to find the sum of all the terms in the progression. Alright, let's start. First, let us write down what we already know. In the problem, it says here that the first two terms in the arithmetic progression are 5 and 9. By that, we know that the first term of the progression is 5, or also we can call it as A. A is equals to 5. The second term is 9. Let us call that as term 2. Alright. If you see in this formula, which I will put here, we can find D. What is D? D is the potential difference in terms. So if you find D, it would be U2 minus U1. That would make D. Knowing that, U2 is equals to 9, while U1, which is the first term, is A, minus 5. That would result in 4. You see, this is the potential difference between the first and the second term, meaning that this is what we call as D. Having this, let's go to the next sentence. The last term in the progression is the only term which is greater than 200. Last term in the progression would mean that we don't know what term it is. Let us keep that as UN. N is unknown. UN is the only term which is greater than 200. UN is greater than 200. You see here in the formula, it's stated clear that UN is equals to A plus inside bracket N minus 1 D. Put that and substitute it here. If we put it here, UN would be equals to A plus N minus 1 inside bracket multiplied by D. Having known that A is 5, having known that A is 5 and D is 4, we can substitute that also inside the formula. Let's put that inside the formula. 5 plus N, which is still unknown, multiplied by 4, which is D, is greater than 200. So you see here, all I did was that I substituted UN by the formula, putting in the values of A and D that we already know. This is what we got. We can also put this in a simpler way, multiplying it inside. That way we can get 5 plus 4n, which is 4 multiplied by n, and also negative 1 multiplied by 4, which results to negative 4. This would be bigger than 200. Knowing that, we can know that this will also result to 1 plus 4n is bigger than 200. For n would result in 200, shifting that over to the right side. This is a positive number. Shift that so that it would be a negative number, minus 1. For n would result 199. Knowing that, we know the value of n. 199 divided by 4. This would result in 49.75. Remember that n is the number of term. We cannot have it in decimals. Therefore, this one, to be in simpler form, un is u50. Since 49.75 is more or less 50, we round it up. Alright, we know that u50 is more than 200. Shifting back to the third sentence in the question, we are supposed to find the sum of all the terms in the progression. We're not supposed to find which number of term is more than 200. That means we don't just stop here. We continue. Bringing back the formula, we can see that to find the sum of the numbers of terms in the progression, there are two alternatives. The first alternative is that we add the first term and the last term. But since we don't know the value of the last term, we can't use this one. So we take the other alternative, which is the second one. We can have A, we have D, and we also have N. So we can find the sum of all the terms in the progression by using the second formula. Let's put all the things we know inside the second formula. Sn would be equals to half n that we know as 50. N is equals to 50, right? So we put that 50 inside here. Open bracket. 2a, 2 multiplied by a, which we know as 5, plus n minus 1, which would be known as 49, plus d, which we see here as 4. Alright, so in this, we can actually simplify it and make it one value number. Having that would be equals to 25. Inside the bracket, we would find that 2 multiplied by 5 is equals to 10, and 49 multiplied by 4 is equals to 196. Since it is inside a bracket, then we should add that first before multiplying it by 25. 10 plus 196 would be equals to 206. We are almost done with our problem, and the last step would be that 25 multiplied by 206 is equals to 5,150. That would be the result of the sum of all the terms in the progression. That is the answer to our problem. Thank you so much for your time. And I know that in the middle of this virus, we're having online schooling, but online schooling isn't less important than normal school. So, fighting, 加油, and good luck in your exams, I guess. Bye!